Hi everyone, welcome into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community right here in the Tampa Bay area. I'm one of your hosts, Barbara Marville Kelly, and with me is my colleague, Mr.
Paul Friedlander. I am with Total Title Solutions, representing the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce on our show today.
And we're featuring, yes the West Pasco.
Featuring West Pasco Chamber of Commerce, but we are starting off with a couple of awesome guests.
We are.
We have
return guests.
Yes, we have Dr. Chris Dunning with us from the new Wendell Krinn Technical High School.
You got it.
And we have the director of Marchman Technical College, Mr. Rob. How are you, sir?
Good, sir. How are you?
Was it A-Juice or A-Just?
No, it's Aegis.
That was from a couple
I
weeks
could have gotten
ago.
that right, I know.
We had
Thank you,
Rob. With that. Guys, tell us, I've had the opportunity to hear you speak a couple of times, and I don't know if the folks out there know what's going on, but even being a grandfather now, it's just really exciting what's happening out there. They have taken River Ridge, they've taken Ridgewood and have converted it to Wendell Krinn Technical, and I'm going to have Dr. Dunning tell you about that. But more importantly, they're focusing on careers and the career academies, and it's not that every kid has to grow up and be white collar and go to college, but there's people out there that need welders. There's people out there that need all kinds of trades, and the trades pay very well. Contrary to popular belief.
Absolutely.
So, gentlemen, I'm going to turn it over to you to talk to these people about what's going on.
It's exciting because we're starting off for the first time able to have ninth graders start right into a technical school program. And so students are applying from all over West Pasco. We've got students coming actually from even the east side because they're so excited about coming to this opportunity. And they're going to come over and be able to be part of 14 different programs that we have in place. Some of the newer ones are robotics, cybersecurity, and welding. But between the 14 programs, a lot of different opportunities for students that we're excited about offering to them.
Awesome.
Wow.
And they're starting at yours, but they're going to be also interacting with Marchman Tech. Rob, you've been with Marchman Tech for how long now?
Well, since 2014.
Okay, and explain to everybody, since we know a little bit about what's going on at Wendell Krinn, tell them so that we can combine this all together. What's going on at Marchman?
Sure. Well, since 1984, when Marchman Technical College opened, we opened mainly to high school students, but juniors and seniors, and we've entertained juniors and seniors since that time. Over the course of the progression of Marchman Technical College, we then opened our doors to our adult learners. And since our accreditation, we serve mainly adult learners now. But what we're doing now, partnering with Wendell Krinn Technical High School, we're going to be entertaining 9th and 10th graders for the very first time since 1984. And we're really excited because we're going to now expose those students who are just entering high school to a whole new world of opportunity. And you talk about the trades, and you talk about the potential of earning a great wage, and certainly a focus. The partnership between Wendell Krinn Technical High School and Marchman Technical College is going to be nothing but career pathways, really focusing in on specialties and industry credentialing and skill sets and things that are needed out in the workforce in order to help those students really land those high skill, high wage opportunities out there, those occupations.
That's awesome. And Chris, the first year, so Ridgewood's was converted to Wendell Krinn Technical. How did you guys go about deciding? What was the process to decide who would come to Ridgewood?
So first off,
Wendell Krinn now.
We had an application process. So students applied for the different programs that they were interested in. And then we had to look at how many students we could take in each program. Certain things like welding, there's only 20 bays. So there's only room for 10 at each grade level really to be able to fit that. So we had to then look at how many students wanted to be in that program and how much space did we have for it. We were excited. We had almost 1,200 students that applied for the school, and we accepted in just almost 600. So we're really excited about what we had and the space that we've got going and building this program up. It's a real big improvement from the numbers that were there. So I think this year there were about 100 high school students there. We're going to have 600 that are going to be in the career programs next year, and we're excited about the fact of the new programs that are coming in and starting them as ninth graders. I think all that's going to help to make a big difference.
And I want to get into some more of the details, but I know some of the people that have not been exposed to this are going, well, it went from Ridgewood to Wendell, Krinn, what if these kids still want to play football or baseball or any of the sports?
Yeah.
I know you guys made arrangements. How does that work now, Chris?
So students can come from all over, and they actually can get on the bus at their local high school and come over to our school. So in the mornings before school, they can get dropped off at any high school on the west side, from Lana Lakes High School over, and they get brought on the bus over to Wendell Krinn Technical High School. Then after school, they'll be taken back to that school where they can actually play sports at the school. There's only a couple schools where it doesn't work perfectly, but if they come from Gulf High School, they'll go back to Gulf and play football right there. What's great about that is if they played middle school football with their friends, they can go play high school football with their friends right at Gulf High School where they would have been all along. So it's a great opportunity.
That's a smooth transition. That really is. And how motivating for the students.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. You know, we're finding that it's not just motivating for the students, but we talk to parents,
Sure.
we talk to community members, we talk to business owners, and they're really, really excited about the concept. You know, when we first started, it was a little shaky because we were, you know, really kind of compromising on some of the traditions of a traditional high school and a well-loved high school. But once we kind of turned that corner, we found the support was, I mean, overwhelming from every sector of our community.
Do you think the community was ready? They were maybe at that point of readiness for a change?
It's definitely been something the district's talked about for years, is that need for those other opportunities. And we want to make sure people understand that this is different than your traditional technical high school in the fact that all students that come through this program, we want them to be ready to do anything they choose. So we're going to open doors for them. And by saying that, what I'm meaning is that we're going to actually still have them take their foreign language credits. We're going to have them take all the different classes that they need so that they could go straight into a 4-year university if they choose. They could go to a 2-year college. They could go on and do other courses at work at Marchman Technical College. They could go straight out into the workforce, and welders start, you know, $30 an hour down in the Port of Tampa. So there's some great opportunities.
It's really limitless, and they can go and they can decide what their passion is while they're going through and getting their credits. I think this is fantastic.
Well, and you have to, you know, I was privy to go to I can't think of the name of the dinner over at Legends Field about a year and a half ago, and they had the gentleman that was in charge of the airport renovation with the new rental car building. They had the guy there from the port. They had somebody there representing the new channel side that Vinick is very big into, and also, as you just mentioned, the was the port. Oh, they're building a huge park in downtown Tampa, off where they're expanding it. And one of the things they mentioned that night was there's some of the building in Atlanta is starting to slow down, so they're going to start to get. But they even said to each other, we're going to be fighting over some of these tradespeople to get our jobs done.
They are. And
so the opportunities are just right here at home.
Absolutely. This is not your father's Oldsmobile anymore.
No.
I mean, we are looking at our students to really go and advance. The opportunities, as Chris mentioned, are just boundless. I mean, we're looking at students to gain industry credentials, the foreign languages, as Chris mentioned, both academic career dual enrollment as well as career dual enrollment, as well as advanced placement. We really want them to be ready either for the workforce with industry credentialing, or if they decide to go into our state schools like PHSC or one of our state universities, they'll be ready for the university system, they'll be ready for a state college, they'll be ready for the workforce, but we really want to prepare them to be critical thinkers, problem solvers, be able to read and analyze it, and really get out and do well in the workforce.
I'll tell you, that is really amazing. Both my kids graduated. My son's graduated from Ridgewood. Gee whiz, I think after Chip wasn't he? He was principal way back when. And my kids did very well in school. I was very much involved, and it was a lot of years ago. But when I talk to them, and I want to let them know how things have changed and really progressed. So, wow, congratulations. This is exciting.
It is very exciting, for sure.
And you've got, you have the Toledo Metlers that just moved. You've got a lot of companies that are moving into the area.
Sure.
And it gets back to what these guys have talked about and what the community's talked about is, I've been involved with youth leadership, Pasco, with Rob, and you constantly hear from the kids, they didn't realized that there was opportunities here in Pasco.
Right.
They thought they would have to grow up and leave Pasco to find opportunities.
And not so, not so.
And we're about winding down on time, but I'm going to tell you something. These guys get mad at me. I can't think of, seriously, two better guys to put this program, because I've heard them speak. Like I said, this is probably the third or fourth time, but two better guys to put it together. First of all, you've got that young element, you know, and so you guys, they picked the right two guys to put this program together, so we're impressed. And here's what we got, guys. We're going to be able to listen to them another segment today, and we're going to get some more details as we wind down. Ms. Barbara, if you got anything?
Right. No, I think I would just want to turn the whole show over to you. You're doing such a great job. I think I'm going to lose mine here.
Guys, you ready for your next segment, guys? All right. All right.
This is really exciting. We have just a few seconds. We're going to do a little housekeeping in the interim, and when we come back, we have more right here on My Chamber TV.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Potlucks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Potlucks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Welcome back to My Chamber TV, the first Wednesday of the month where we are representing the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce. I'm Paul Friedlander, and my, not co-host, but the host of this show, Miss Barbara Marville Kelly, is sitting off to my left here. And if you're here for the first session, you know we have two awesome guys on the show today. We've got Dr. Chris Dunning, who is here with Wendell Krinn Technical High School, and we have the director of Marchman Technical College, Rob Aguis. Gentlemen, we talked at the break a little bit about, I want to turn it more over to you, but talk to us about, we mentioned welding and things. You mentioned a career path with about 24 things, but let's hit on the key things that are going to be going on for the kids.
So one of the things we talked about was the academic piece for the dual enrollment and stuff like that. And with that, what's really exciting is that right now, Wendell Krinn Technical High School will be able to offer more dual enrollment classes on campus than any other high school in Pasco County. So students can actually never leave campus, and they'll be able to take 2 college math classes. They'll be able to take 2 English classes. They'll be able to take Spanish. They'll be able to take 2 science classes. They'll be able to take, hopefully, 2 social studies classes. We're still hiring a teacher for that one. But so they can get a lot of their high school and college classes taken care of at one time, and because they actually can take 7 periods a day at our school, whereas all the other high schools it's only 6, they actually get an opportunity to complete a lot more credits and a lot more college coursework, and hopefully get a lot more students with AA degrees before they ever leave high school, which is a really exciting opportunity for us. Then I'll let Rob talk to you a little bit more about also the idea of the 9th and 10th graders going over to Marchman.
Which is really cool. So just taking off from what Chris said, in addition to that, it'll also allow the students with those extra credits and the extra time built in, it'll allow those students to actually be completers by the time they graduate high school.
Nice.
So not only will they really arm themselves with a lot of academics and dual enrollment and advanced placement, but they'll also have that career component as a completer as well. So in the past, juniors and seniors used to come over from 9 different high schools. And because we shared them with the high schools from Land O'Lakes West, there was some time boundaries in there. Now, with the extra credits and being right next door at Wendell Krinn Technical High School, they're able to walk on over. They could take a Marchman program of study, 3 courses, 4 courses, 5 courses, 6 courses, really depending upon their schedule and their time elements. Now, in addition to that, they'll be coming over as 9th and 10th graders. So that will allow them to get started as a 9th grader. Just imagine a 9th grader getting started in a career pathway, something that they're passionate about, something that they're interested about. We only see that bringing their academics and their whole school career, really elevating that to a whole new level. So we're really excited about that.
Absolutely.
And then, Dylan?
That's really exciting to hear all this that's going on. I mean, I just can't believe it from when my kids graduated many years ago. This is really very motivating.
So I do want to add too, so for the adult learners who we serve at Marchman Technical College, we are by no means eliminating them at all. In fact, we have increased enrollment in all of our programs. A lot of our programs to date are full, which is something that's been new to us.
Really?
Because at this time of the year, people are just kind of deciding what they want to do for the fall. But now they're coming to us in droves, really. And that's by demand of industry, really trying to hire as many trades and technical and skilled people as possible, but they're coming to us. So we've made allowances. We've worked with Wendell Krinn Technical High School. We've aligned the schedule so that high school students can attend Marchman Technical College at the same time that they're attending Wendell Krinn. But we've also allowed for an alignment in the schedule in the sense of we're both starting school very early. Our programs start at 7:20. We start at 7:20 and we end at 12:50 for our adult learners.
Oh, okay.
That will allow for a shift in our student body, and it'll allow time for our 9th and 10th graders to come over to Marchman Technical College. We still want to keep them just a little bit to themselves. We don't want to share them with our adult learners who might be 20, 30, 40, 50 years old because they're still somewhat, in the developmental stages.
Sure.
So we want to keep them somewhat by themselves, and we really want to concentrate on teaching the 9th and 10th graders in the beginning courses as opposed to just throwing them in the mix with our adult learners. So
I understand that. That's great.
Yeah, what an opportunity for these 9th and 10th graders. They're going to get to go over to Marchman Technical College, and they get full access to all the elements that they have there. When they go into the automotive service area, It's 10 bays of lifts for cars going up and down. It's a full salon for cosmetology, bigger than any salon probably in Pasco. There's so many different chairs for doing the hair and for doing nails and doing all that. It's amazing what program opportunities these students are going to have by walking over to do that each day. So it's really exciting.
And we talked about robotics, but I remember seeing the video you guys have played. There's some other real interesting technical type things. They're not programming and...
So along with electronics and robotics is a program. We'll have cybersecurity, which is definitely an area that's in great need and definitely an industry area that people can definitely blossom into. We'll have biomedical, which has a lot of aspects that can go into many different trades and fields, which is part of a medical lab assisting program as well. So some of those are big ones.
And you had mentioned welding, which is really, really big. There is a welding training program on the east side of Pasco County with PHSC, which is really kind of cool too, because we are going to be doing a facility sharing with PHSC in the welding department. And so during the day, it will belong to Pasco County Schools and Marchman Technical College. In the evening, it will belong to PHSC.
Oh, nice.
And so we are not just partnering with Wendell Krinn Technical High School, but PHSC as well. And so when Chris talks about, too, getting back to some of those dual enrollment courses, there will be clear pathways articulating and matriculating students from the 9th grade through some of our workforce programs right into PHSC. So as we talked about opportunities, there are endless opportunities for our students right here in Pasco County.
That just blows my mind, really, to think about what you've accomplished. And you've been working on this for a while, haven't you?
Well, we have.
Definitely. I mean, really, it's been moving along over the past year, and other exciting pieces are some of the remodeling and things that are happening, getting all the equipment and all the infrastructure that's needed to make sure that all of our students have this state-of-the-art facility, and that each program they're in, whether they're over at Marchman Technical College or on Wendell Krinn High School's campus, that they're going to have those highest level of equipment and materials that they work with.
So if you recall, we went through a $15 million renovation just a little shy of 2 years ago.
I was just about to ask if there was any additional build out, or did you, at that time, had you prepared for this knowing it was coming down the pike?
No, we hadn't.
No.
We really, that vision really wasn't quite clear. And so, but we were able to, with the help of course, our Pasco County residents and that penny sales tax, to really help renovate that facility, but just in time for the coming of Wendell Krinn Technical High School. So now with the renovations at Wendell Krinn and the renovations that occurred at Marchman Technical College, the students will have great opportunities to work on up-to-date and the latest equipment and technology.
No doubt, no doubt.
And did you have, because you've been principal there for, is this going on your second year or third year now?
I've only been there for about a year and a half.
I was going to say, so did you have any clue?
No. It's been an exciting process. What an opportunity for kids. It's
you know, it really is, and they need that. They need to be staying busy and know where they're going, and this is just a perfect way, because you know, when you have programs like this, it's exciting, it's not old, it's not stale, it's refreshing, it's invigorating, and I mean, I wish I was a teenager again. Gee whiz.
So does your husband.
Oh, stop that. That was bad. That was so bad.
Well, you know, Barbara, we serve adults as well, so if you ever want to come back for some new training,
there you go. All right.
I could see you with your welding mask on.
You're so crazy. Well,
and we're winding down again, but just out of curiosity, I don't know if anybody else is wondering, where did Wendell Krinn come from?
So Wendell Krinn was the original principal at the previous school, and he was the principal there for over 20 years. We had our closing ceremonies that took place a few weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, and his wife was there, and it was just a great ending. Yes,
that's really nice.
Guys, we're winding down. Anything else you all would like to say to wrap up?
Well, just would, certainly appreciate everyone's support, and Chris and I have been at this entire year, and we're really excited about the opening of school. Wendell Krinn Technical High School will open this fall August 2018.
Awesome.
We are excited to partner with them and provide the opportunities for, our business community. We're really looking at boosting up industry credentials and certifications and really advancing our students to help fill our local workforce as well as, the regional workforce around us.
There you go.
Nice.
Chris?
We're just excited about it. It's a great opportunity. Make sure you keep an eye out for it, especially if you know people who might be coming to high school soon at that level. Make sure they know all about it because it's a great program.
Very good. We're going to have you guys back again and talk about it. We're going to take a brief little time out. We have more right here on My Chamber TV. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Potlucks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Potlucks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Welcome back to the first Wednesday of the month in My Chamber TVs. Go ahead. You said to go for it. Anyways, we're trying to figure out who's talking.
And this is Paul Friedlander, and we're on My Chamber TV.
And we have some special guests with us this time. Before we get started, we have Carly Thomas with us. We have the president currently of the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce. And Carly is here with the Medical Center of, well, it says Medical Center of Trinity, but it's Medical Center of Trinity, Medical Center of Bayonet Point.
Yep.
And that's all right, the Regional Medical Center, but they are the presenting sponsor this year for the 74th annual West Pasco Chamber of Commerce Awards Banquet and Installation Dinner. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. We couldn't be happier with the support that we've received from Regional Medical Center Bayonet Point and our friends down at Medical Center at Trinity. They've supported a lot of our events, but since I came on board with the Chamber back in 2013, Regional Medical Center Bayonet Point has been the presenting sponsor for this event, and it's a great event. It's on June 15th, and we're so happy, and we wanted to take a moment to thank our presenting sponsor by allowing them to come on and talk about one of their great programs that they have there, and that's our good friend Carly Thomas.
And Carly, you're with the wound care and
Hyperbaric medicine.
And hyperbaric medicine. And you guys I'm going to turn it over to you, but you just recently won an award. Tell us about that.
We did. So for 2017, we were able to win the Center of Distinction Award, which means that we were able to keep up with all of the data that makes it so that the patients heal properly. There's some key performance indicators like healing rates, median days to heal, and there's also, it just basically means that we exceeded and stayed above average for the national average, and so we were recognized for Center of Distinction.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It's the first time for our center.
Now tell everybody what you do.
So I'm the director of the Wound Care Center, and what a Wound Care Center is we give people access to care that are struggling and living with chronic wounds. There are 6.7 million people in the U.S. dealing with chronic wounds on a daily basis. Yeah, it's a problem. Not a lot of people talk about it. A lot of people don't know that there are options out there for them. And so my job is to go out and get the word out, get those people access to care and help them heal. Because when you have a wound, it affects your whole life. And there's a lot of people that are struggling and they don't know that we are there to help. So, and
that's really great that we can raise that awareness in all age groups.
Absolutely.
All age groups.
We typically see adults because that's where the chronic wounds typically happen. Children heal faster. So we're talking chronic wounds from traumas, diabetes, vascular, arterial, and even surgical, post-surgical.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if somebody got a stab wound, they aren't coming to you necessarily. They're going to the trauma center maybe, and then to heal that and to continue the healing process, they would probably go through the wound care center.
Correct. So if they're not healing for whatever reason, if they have an underlying issue, diabetes, something like that, some sort of vascular where they're not getting enough blood flow, then it becomes a chronic wound, and then we would see them to help them along and get
Because people with
healed.
diabetes, I understand, they get ulcers even on the outside, correct? Sometimes
They
on
do.
the legs. And,
They do.
And talk a little bit about the hyperbaric and what that's all about,
Thank you.
please.
Yes.
That's a real interesting process.
It is. It's really neat. So we have 2 hyperbaric oxygen chambers that we run 5 days a week from 8 to 4, and they're pretty full all day. What a patient does is they will go in for 2 hours and breathe 100% oxygen for the 2 hours. So that speeds up the healing process. They breathe in 100% oxygen and it oxygenates the blood, and it brings that oxygenated blood to the wound, and then that just increases that healing. We are a flagship center at Bayonet Point. We run our hyperbaric oxygen chambers more than a lot of the centers across the nation. We are always pretty much full with our hyperbarics, and it's an adjunctive therapy. So when you're on an antibiotic and on top of it you're in the chamber getting that oxygen therapy, that speeds that wound healing.
And these chambers, what about somebody that's claustrophobic?
We do have treatments for that. So we will give them like a mild sedative to help them relax. We do have a television that is on top of the HBO chamber. We offer lots of different movies that we can stream for them. That way they can watch something and not think about what they're doing. It's a very relaxed environment. Our hyperbaric oxygen tech is phenomenal at making them feel comfortable, making them feel that they're going to be okay. She's great with them. So is the medical director. They put them at ease and help them understand why they're doing it, the purpose. And then each week they'll see the progress. They will see the difference, because most of the time when we put them in the chamber, they haven't had any progress for a while. It's kind of stalled. And then they finally see that once they go into the chamber, week after week, they can see that it's changing, and then that helps them to go every day, because it's kind of cumbersome to go to every day, 2 hours a day.
Sure.
It breaks up your day. So once they see the healing process begin, then they get excited.
It's more encouraging for them.
It is.
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
How does somebody get involved with you? I mean, I would assume not every hospital has a wound care center.
They don't. Not everyone does. We do share with Trinity in this local vicinity of wound care centers, so we co-market with them. It just depends on where the patient lives. So if they live closer to Trinity, then we would refer them there. But if they live up here, the next closest one is Crystal River. So there are options, but we are just the main one here in this area. We've been around for 24 years. We're very well known. Our medical director, Dr. Wayne Taylor, he's very well known in the community. We just have established a rapport with the physicians and with the community to know that they can get great care when they come. So.
And I know you have some questions there, so I'm going to let you look at those to make sure that you ask yourself the ones that are going to enlighten our folks that are listening in today.
Well, the easiest way to get referred,
please.
It depends on the insurance that you have. If you have a standard Medicare, you don't need a referral. But if you have an HMO, it's not a difficult thing to do, but you probably have to go to your primary care doctor and be referred from them, because your insurance requires that. Now, co-pays and things like that, I know a lot of people are concerned with the cost. We do work with people on cost. The co-pays do vary, but we're not overly expensive.
Right.
And the hospital does work with people on co-pays as well, yeah.
Nice.
The other thing that I would like to say is that it takes about 14 weeks for a patient to heal. So they have to be committed, and they have to be willing to do their part. Like, we will do our part in the treatments. We have advanced treatments, advanced medications. We do debridements in the wound care center. We do, there's all sorts of different things that we take into consideration. Cultures to make sure that there's no infections involved. We follow a 9 essential step healing process. So we will go down that list to make sure the patient is healing. And if we've missed anything, we can go back and see this could be why they're not healing. But the other thing too is we are open 5 days a week. We're open from 8 to 4. We always have new patient appointments built into the schedule, so you're not waiting weeks to get in, which is nice. You are able to get in within a couple of days.
Okay,
so
that's good to know. 2-hour treatments, correct?
So that's for the hyperbaric oxygen.
Right.
If you come in for standard wound care, that appointment is about 45 minutes. And the way that we schedule it, some physician offices, you'll go and you'll wait, 2 hours before you're seen.
Yes.
The way that we schedule it is you are seen at your appointment time. We stagger it, and it's like a well-oiled machine. You are not waiting in the waiting room, you're not waiting in the treatment room, and you're out the door before you know it.
And both hospitals have treatment centers.
So Trinity has a wound care center with hyperbaric oxygen therapy, and so do we.
Both with 2 units?
That's Trinity,
so
I believe, has 3.
Is what
it's
I guess
on
is
site.
what I'm
Yes, absolutely on site. And there are a lot of things that we can do there that, compared to a primary care physician office. So I think a lot of times patients think that their primary care doctor can just handle it, but primary care doctors, for the most part, aren't typically trained in wound care, specifically advanced wound care. So our physicians that we have 5 different ones, and they range from podiatry all the way to plastics to internal medicine. They are trained in advanced wound care. So they are able to do things that primary care offices don't have. Plus, we have the supplies that primary care offices don't have. We have skin substitutes, we have advanced dressings, and we also have the tools, the debridements. We can do things like that.
Nice.
So
that's really fantastic. I didn't even know that. That is just so amazing.
And not a lot of people do, and it's surprising. And people will have a wound and they will have neuropathy, meaning they don't feel it. So to them, it's not a big deal. They don't feel it. So they're just living with it. But like I said earlier, it changes your life to have a wound. Maybe you're missing out on a grandkid's birthday party at a pool because you can't get it wet. Or maybe you're missing out on going on a vacation because you're in pain, chronic pain from the wound. wounds. So it just changes your life.
And like you said earlier, some people don't even know that this treatment's available.
That's right. They don't. I'm just so surprised. So in our community here, approximately 8,300 people are living with wounds right now. And
how many?
8,300. In the zip codes that we service, so between Trinity and our hospital, the zip codes that we service, approximately 8,300 people are living. So 1 in 3 families are affected by wounds, and it's like a big thing that's out there that nobody talks about.
Is it safe to assume, Carly, that the rehabs in the area, the life care centers and the assisted livings and the skilled nursing facilities are aware of the program, or do some of them not even realize
they
that's
are
available?
They are. A lot of rehab facilities have physicians that handle wound care within their 4 walls. So they already have somebody that is trained in wound care. So typically they can handle that in-house. But if it's to a point where it needs a deep debridement or something, then they will refer out. But usually there's a wound care nurse or a wound care physician at the rehabs. But that brings up a good point, is in hospital or in rehabs, patients will develop pressure ulcers. That's another big problem, because if they can't move and they're laying in a certain position for a long time, they do develop pressure ulcers very quickly, and those can get bad very, very quickly as well. So typically when we receive a patient referral, they're usually pretty bad. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. So that's another part of our goal, is to get the word out before it gets bad. Bring them in before, because our whole purpose is also limb saving people from having amputations. That changes a person's life as well. Life expectancy goes down. Their overall well-being goes down. So even if it's just a toe, it's very hard on somebody. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Wow, that is very enlightening. Now, tell our viewers where you are and how to get a hold of you in case they have any issues within their own family. Okay.
We are at 7525 Medical Drive in Bayonet Point Hospital in Hudson, Florida.
Turn it off.
And we we're open 8 to 4 Monday through Friday, and we are available. I have a front office coordinator to run your insurance, to take your referral.
Good.
All day, every day.
Nice.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
And can they get a hold of you directly?
Yeah, absolutely. I am available all the time. I have my cell phone, so I don't mind the calls. I love educating people, so I really appreciate anybody if they call with a question or want a question for their aunt or their friend. I don't mind the calls at all.
That's so great, Carly. Thank you so
much. You're welcome.
Yeah, and welcome to Pasco.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm enjoying myself so far.
Good for you. Well, congratulations on the award and all that you're doing over there. And now we all know here, and we can share with you out there in TV land. We're going to take another little brief time out. And in the last segment, we are going to wish someone congratulations on retirement, someone we all know and love at the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Potlucks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Potlucks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Was on the first My Chamber TV.
Yes,
correct?
you were on the very first Chamber TV. It was right after you came on board with West Pasco.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. You introducing us back?
Well, I don't know. I thought I lost my job. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to My Chamber TV. It is the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly. In case you're just tuning in on this last segment, we also have Paul Friedlander, my partner in crime, every first Wednesday of every month.
That's right.
And we are honored to have Mr. Chip Wichmanowski, who I had to practice his name the first couple of times to bring you on board. You know, it's been almost 5 years now.
Almost 5 years.
Yeah. So
My, how we haven't changed.
And it only took her the first year of shows to get your name right.
That's right.
Man,
My hair was John Gaston's color when I
At least I
started.
got it right. So you're getting ready to do the retirement.
I'm getting ready to retire.
And
this will be
when
my
is
second
that?
retirement.
Your second. You know, I just wonder how long this is going to last.
Well, there are bets. I'm sure there's an over/under out there somewhere. But
Yeah.
Now my full intentions is to do what I've always wanted to do, which is golf a lot, fish a lot, take care of the house, just travel, do things that I want to do, and not have a job to go to. Now, does that mean that sometime in the future that there isn't something that I might do to bring in a few extra bucks, or that if the right opportunity presents itself? Yes, but it'll be my time, my decision when I want to do it. Not something I got to get up every morning, because it's just when I get up in the morning I want to do what I want to do, and I'm happy to be able to have that opportunity.
Good for you.
Thank the Lord, my youngest daughter graduated from college basically almost a year earlier than she was supposed to, and then was fortunate enough to find a full-time job right away, so the cash flow increased.
just by that, right?
Just a little bit.
In a big way.
So we started thinking, what could happen now? And my wife, Debbie, who you all know, is an assistant principal at Longleaf Elementary School, and she has one more year in the Florida retirement system. We were supposed to go out together 2019. It'd be the first time we've been out together in weeks. Anyway, but we were supposed to go out together in June of 2019. I'd even told Derek Pontlitz, chairman of the board right now, that's when it was going to happen. And then this daughter getting out early and the cash flow improving, and me thinking, I woke up one morning and I was reading an obituary.
Oh no, is that what did it?
Guy was 72 years old, Cedric Hames. It was in the Tampa Bay Times. And I read his, and he's 72, and I said, you know what, I'm turning 65 in June. If I work another year, that only gives me 6 more years if I die when I'm 72. And I said, there's no way I want to do that. I said, I want to enjoy. And so I said, Debbie, what do you think? And we hashed it all out, and we're going to give it a shot. It's all perfect.
Good for you. Plus, you have those great darling grandbabies, too.
And darling grandbabies with another one on the way.
Oh, yes. Good for you.
Yep. I got my son Nicholas in Fort Myers with his beautiful wife Amanda is expecting a little boy. So I'll have 2 grandsons and a granddaughter come the end of August, probably, or by September.
That's so fun. Well, good for you.
And I'll be looking forward to be able to just get in the car if I want to drive down there and do that.
And how old is Ava now?
Ava is a year and a half.
Okay, so they'll be about 2 years apart.
I got Drew at 3, about 3 years and 2 months. I've got Ava at a year and a half, and then there'll be
a new one.
We think Nolan Phillip.
Ooh, like that name.
Yeah.
NP, no problem.
No problem.
And I can just see him being called for babysitting.
So you've had quite the career, because I know when we used to hang out together, when I worked at the chamber, we would go out and there would be people Barbara's age that remembered you being their principal and things like that.
Oh, Paul, it was in today's Suncoast News, but I started working, not full-time,
right,
but started working at the age of 12. Even earlier than that, being a caddy, but I got a job at a swimming pool, cleaning bathrooms and cleaning the pool area out at a big clubhouse type swimming pool. I was a milkman at one point in time as a summer job. Bartender, gas station attendant back in the days when you had to wash windows and check oil and things like that. And always was working. And so I've been working my entire life. I started teaching in 1976 at Schrader Elementary School. When I started in Pasco County, at that point in time, Little Road didn't go past Jasmine.
Oh my goodness.
So you definitely had some changes that have occurred since then.
Yes.
I taught there. I opened up Ritchie Fundamental Elementary School as a 5th grade teacher there. Then I met Debbie and we moved to Chicago for 6 years. Came back in '84, became an assistant principal, director of communications for the school board, and for 15 years I ran the Pasco Education Foundation.
But and I tease him, but it used to be cool to be out with him and see a 20, 30-year-old. Oh, I remember you, Mr. Wichmanowski. You were my principal. So that has to be fun.
It is fun.
That has to be really neat.
Facebook has provided some great opportunities for kids that will all of a sudden I'll get a private message that says, "Do you remember me?" And of course I remember every child, but I don't always remember the names and things like that. Especially the ones that had to visit my office on an occasional basis. But they all love the fact that they knew they were getting a fair treatment. So
that was back in the day when you were probably allowed to paddle them too, wasn't it?
I did do paddling at one point in time in my career, and I'd never liked it. It always hurt me worse than it hurt them. Not really, but I think that's a cruel and unusual punishment. Now I don't think kids need to be hit to be.
I was ready to move out of Florida when I heard that they were able to paddle kids.
Yeah, it used to be the teachers could do it at any given time.
Oh yeah.
I grew up.
When you were growing up, when I was growing up, they could.
Yeah.
My dad was the principal of my sister and brother's high school, and by the time I got to that high school in Indiana, he got made assistant superintendent, so he wasn't there. But I had an English teacher, 6'8", played for the University of Western Kentucky in basketball. And if I wanted to leave his classroom to go to a theater, like if I was in a theater, they needed to take pictures, or we had a sports event that we had to leave class early, he would give me a swat. And he was 6'8", and he would lift me off the floor, and that's how. And my parents didn't want to cause problems or anything, so those were
those were the days.
That was abuse.
I don't know if a lot of people know that about your background, because you've done some. Talk to a little bit about that part of your background.
I was a theater major at Florida State University. Was involved in many shows here locally at the Ritchie Suncoast Theater. Cute story: when I became the principal at Gulfside Elementary School, the person came in and interviewed me and said, "Oh,
excuse me.
So, what did you do in college?" I said, "I was a drama major." Well, he thought I said drum major. And so the story said I was the drum major for the Florida State Seminoles marching band, and nothing could be further from the truth.
Jeez.
But you can't beat it.
So there must be a book in you.
There could be a book. There could be a silver-haired legislator. There could be just about anything out there. I'd have to dye my hair to get into that silver-haired legislator.
No, a little bit.
I would love to write. I don't know if I have the patience. I have trouble sitting down for any given amount of time. So, but I would love to write some interesting things. I got a lot of stories. But I've had the memory isn't what it used to be. I've had amnesia for as long as I can remember.
Top that, right?
And the one thing we didn't get a chance to hear, once you left teaching, you went and worked for the Pasco Education. You were the executive director at the Pasco Education Foundation. Yes. And just a little bit about that. I don't know if everybody even knows what the Pasco Education Foundation is. The Pasco Education Foundation is the 501c3 nonprofit entity of the District School Board of Pasco County Schools. When I took over that organization back in the late 90s, we had about $250,000 in revenues and assets, and it's over $3.5 million to $4 million at this point in time. Not because of me. I left there, it was like 2.5 to 3. But it's scholarships, it's grants for teachers, it's paying for the things that tax dollars can't pay,
or shouldn't pay for. It's the things that you have a foundation that are able to do, but it's mostly about helping kids and helping teachers be better teachers.
Well, I'll tell you, we only have a minute remaining, and you really made a big contribution to the community, and I'm sure they're going to be missing you. I wish you well in your retirement, and we'll see how long that lasts. I'm sure you're going to be back here telling something new.
And it was my pleasure to work with you for 3.5 years, and I appreciate that opportunity. And Dan Sullivan, if you're still watching, hello.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, Dan Sullivan. Well,
go ahead, take all
good luck. We're going to go ahead and close our show up, and I just hope everything works out very, very well for you. Tell Debbie we said hello.
And if anybody would like to join us on June 11th, we'll be at Hooters.
Yes, we'll be at Hooters for a Dilly Dilly Flip-Flop Farewell.
Flip-Flop Farewell to Chip.
All right. Good luck, Chip.
Thank you.
Take care, and thank you, my friend.
You're welcome. It's always fun.
And I know, especially with you being so much older than me.
I am.